Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Visibility Show with Becky and Steph. We are super stoked to be with you today because we're going to talk about a really, really important topic, which is how to get more traffic to your website. Because here's the problem. You can have the most beautiful website on the planet that has the best copywriting you've ever seen, and it can do absolutely nothing for you if you don't have people actually looking at it. So traffic is critical to have anything move forward in your business. So I am Stephanie Nivinskus. I'm the Steph part of the Becky and Steph. And we also have Becky here.
And I'm the Becky part of Becky or Stephanie and Becky.
I'm the Becky part of Becky. So we've got so much good stuff to share with you guys. Real quick, I just wanted to ask you if you have other friends in the entrepreneurial space, whether they sell products or they sell services, could you share this live with them right now? Becky, do you know how they do that?
Yeah, they just take it and push share. Hey, we've got Megan and Bonnie and Sherry. Yeah, we'd love it if y'all share with your friends and let them know that we are going to be talking about how to bring traffic to your website. And everybody wants more traffic, right? That's one of the things that everybody wants. More traffic, more leads, more sales, right?
Yeah, and I hear this stuff all the time. It's like, I have a great website. Awesome. No one's looking at it. What do I do? Well, that's what we're digging into. Yes. We're digging in deep and hard. So as always, we want your comments. We want you guys on here asking us your questions. Whatever we say, if we start, talking about something that you're like, oh, I caught most of that, but I missed what you said about such and such. Put up a comment and tell us so we can go back and help you and make sure that we clarify it for you, and ask your questions. So let's just fire this off right now. Thank you, Bonnie and Megan, for sharing already.
Yes, thank you so much. That's great.
Bonnie says my sound is tiny.
Tiny.
My sound is tiny.
Can you crank
what do we do about tiny?
I'm checking my volume.
Okay. Does that help? I don't know if that helps. Does that help?
You sound fine to me. So
okay. All right. So tiny, she says. Oh no. But I sound okay too.
Can everybody else hear? Can everybody else hear Stephanie? Okay. Huh. You sound fine to me, but
okay.
I don't know. Bonnie's online a lot. She would know. Megan and Sherry, does she sound okay to you? And Paul? Huh.
Okay. Hopefully it's okay. If not, I'm not really sure what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be tiny today if I need to be tiny. But hey, real quick, guys, I want you to go ahead into the comments right now, and I want you to type what some of your biggest questions are about getting traffic to your website. Just right now. Just spit it out. Go ahead, pop some stuff up so we can make sure we cover it.
Well, and I'll tell you, one of the reasons why we all want to get more traffic, I just came back from a show, as you know, and one of the things they talked about is that online sales are increasing 30% year over year. That's a huge amount to miss on. So this is going to be a really important show. Another statistic that I learned too, Stephanie, is that 96% of all the people in the U.S. have purchased something online. That's a huge amount. 96? So clearly, yes, so people are getting more and more and more comfortable with purchasing online. And 51% of Americans prefer to shop online. I know I do. I'm getting so I shop less and less in stores. I don't know about you, but.
Yeah, totally. Just going to the mall, it feels like so archaic now. It takes so much time, and I'm like, I don't have time. It'd be nice if I did, but I don't. So going online and just getting what I need and getting it delivered to my doorstep on Amazon or whatever it is. This, my top. Do you like my new top? Look how cute this is. I got my new top. I got this yesterday online. Yeah. online. So, and it's from Anthropology, and just so easy. Just, oh, I like that. It's like a pajama shirt, but I'm wearing it during the day.
Awesome. Love it.
So, Becky, you want to start us off with one of your top tips on how to get more traffic to your website?
I do. Okay, so I know I've talked about this one before, but every single client, I can say every single client I've ever had has always wanted more traffic. And I know one of the first things that I say to them is, where are you getting your traffic from now? And a lot of times they think that it's Instagram, and they're spending a lot of time on Instagram. But when we dig into the Google Analytics and figure out where is your traffic really coming from, it is Pinterest, typically the number 2 place. If you have Pinterest and you have any amount of product on it, it is typically, for a product-based business, the number 2 place. I know it's big in services too if you're using it. So Pinterest is just like Google. It is a search engine, and it is a huge traffic driver. And the beautiful thing about Pinterest is it's not like social media where you put it up there and it disappears in the feed, because those pins live forever. And a lot of times those pins will go viral months after you put them there, because you never know who's going to share them and who's going to share their share, and on and on and on. So Pinterest is a huge way to drive traffic. And if you are not using it, you need to get on it.
Yeah, Pinterest. I know Pinterest is absolutely huge. I know that one of our mutual friends, Kat Sullivan, some of you guys might be following Kat. She does some great stuff out there.
Pinterest, yeah.
She talks a lot about Pinterest, and she has built her own business primarily using Pinterest. And we're talking a 7-figure business, people. We're not talking about a little business.
Yeah.
So Pinterest is huge. Okay, so Becky, can you talk to us just a little bit about when they're on Pinterest? Like, I think when we're designing pins and we're trying to figure out, well, what will I actually pin? There's a lot of different options. What are your thoughts?
Let me give an example. And so many people overthink their content and going, how do I pin? What do I pin? But you can literally take your blog post or your product or whatever you've got up there. So let's use a blog post for an example. So you're blogging to get traffic and SEO, of course. So take that blog and turn it. This is what I do. I take the blog and I do 5 Pinterest graphics for every blog, a different picture and a different title on it. Okay, Pinterest is big for the long, skinny photos. So make them the size Pinterest wants. That's the number 1 thing. But then put a clear picture on it with the copy on the top. Canva, if you are not using it, is the best way to do Pinterest graphics. I just keep the templates for the 5 different ones there. So every time I do a new blog post, I just pop the picture out of the previous one, put it in, and then put the copy across. So then that way you can populate those 5 things. So then your blog is reliving over and over again through those 5 different things. One of the pictures or the captions may not capture somebody, but another one will. And so then I populate those 5 things in Tailwind so that it spits them out at different times and different days, so that it just completely has it going again and again. And then Board Booster is another tool that I use for Pinterest. But it's amazing if you put just a little bit of effort, an hour a week into Pinterest, I can guarantee it will be a huge traffic driver for you. And then when you pin the blog, down in the subject as you're putting it there, put just a few keywords and long tail keywords in there. Put your subject title. I always put my blog address, and then make sure that it clicks back to your blog. You check it and make sure that it clicks back. But it is a great way to drive traffic. And you can take that one blog, if you blog every week, and redo it. And I was telling you about my YouTube channel. I put a Pinterest thing for my YouTube channel too, going back. So you never know. When somebody is searching for something, they're going to get an answer typically on Google, on Pinterest, or on YouTube, because those are the big search engines that will feed when you're searching. So it's amazing. And if you are not using Pinterest, I highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah, me too. This is interesting. Laura writes that she's surprised. She thinks of Pinterest as browsers. Good to know they're also buying. Laura.
Oh, they are buying on Pinterest.
Yes, that's where the buyers live. People browse on other social sites. They buy on Pinterest.
They do. I did a webinar on Pinterest, and as I was researching what they buy, people that buy off of Facebook versus buy off of Pinterest, the average spend is much higher on Pinterest, much higher. And I know I have one daughter who goes to Pinterest for everything. She searches everything out on Pinterest before she buys anything, but she searches it before Google. That's one of the first places she goes. It's amazing what you can find there. And I don't know if you guys have ever gone to Pinterest and gone up to that search, but as you're trying to think of subjects to even talk about, say you're trying to figure out what to blog about, go to Pinterest and start typing in the subject up in the search, and it will drop down kind of like Google and YouTube do, the most in order of use, the most question, or, the questions that people are asking the most in order. So then it will help you title your blog posts. It will help you know what to blog about. And it's amazing what you will find there. For example, like trade shows. Go to Pinterest and put in how to do a trade show or trade show exhibit ideas or trade show setup ideas and stuff like that. And all this will come down. It's just amazing what's there. So much more than people realize. And it's so new. And so I know it's been there for a while, but it's still new because a lot of people have not gone over to Pinterest yet like they should for business. So it's time to get into it.
Yeah, and Pinterest ads are also far
cheaper,
less expensive than Facebook ads are. Another good thing to know.
And they work. They work. They truly work.
Another thing that that I think is cool on Pinterest is posting infographics there. I mean, you can do so many things with your posts, but infographics are super cool. Everyone loves those easy to digest, quick little visual things that give us information that we want to know. Becky, there were a few tools that you recommended when you were talking about Pinterest right now, and I just want to make sure everyone heard those.
Tailwind and Board Booster. Booster.
Canva.
Yes. Oh, and Canva. Canva is another one. That's for doing your graphics and creating your pins. It just makes it so easy. And for those of you that have not used Canva, it is just amazing. I know you've used it, right?
I'm addicted to it. I don't know how I lived without it, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I use it every day for something. Every day.
And just so you guys know, Canva's free. You can upgrade to a professional account to be able to do certain things. You can do so much stuff for free. So take advantage of the free tools.
Let me tell you how cool Canva is. And I don't know if you have used this or not, but so I have the paid version. And believe me, it's the best $12 a month I can spend. For example, when you do a blog post and you do your graphic for the blog post, you go up to Canva in the paid version and it's up in the top left and there's a resize button. Push the magic resize button. And voila, all of a sudden your graphics are made for Pinterest, made for Twitter, made for Facebook, made for every platform in the right size. So you don't have to redo all those graphics. And then you can take that blog post and you can go pin every one of those social platforms with the correct blog or with the correct sizes for that social platform.
See, time savers. The time savers are everything.
Hack. Yes, it's such a hack. And I'm telling you, when I found that magic resize button, I'm like, yes.
My life just got better. So, okay, so awesome. Pinterest is number one. Should I jump over to number two?
Yes, let's do.
All right, so I think a lot of you guys know this by now, but for those of our new viewers, I will tell you guys I'm a copywriter by trade, right, and a brand strategist. So I am huge on content marketing. So this is when you are blogging, whether you're blogging on your own site, you're guest blogging on somebody else's site, blogging. Some people say, oh, I can't deal with the blogs. I don't write. I don't know what to write. I don't have the time to write. I don't, whatever. There's so many reasons people don't blog. And I get it, you guys, because honestly, while I blog for my clients, blogging for myself is hard. It's like, you know, I've got a million other things to do. Do I really have to blog? And I actually like to write. So I can only imagine how those of you that don't like to write feel. But when you are blogging, which you must be doing, you either need to be blogging yourself or you need to be hiring somebody to blog for you. You just do. It's just a requirement at this point. When you are trying to figure out what to blog about, there's some tools that we rely on that are super duper helpful, so you're not trying to dream up whatever. One of my favorite tools is called Answer the Public. It's at answerthepublic.com.
I need to check that out.
Answer the Public is so cool. It's actually a really fun user experience too, because you go there and there's this video of this old man that looks like he probably has a pipe somewhere in his office, and he's got an attitude. He's actually really funny to look at. But you can go there and you can enter in whatever keyword you think you want to talk about. So like example for me could be copyright, right? Then I could enter that, and Answer the Public will pull up a round display of all of the questions people are asking centered around that one word on the internet. Okay. Yeah. So it'll pull up something like, how do I start copywriting? How do I become a good copywriter? Why is copywriting important? You know, all of these things. So now just by looking at this one tool, it's free again.
Gives you the ideas. To talk about.
Now I know what to blog about, right? And I also know what, you know, Google right now is all about semantic search, right? They want you to use keywords that are related throughout your content, right? So if I know that somebody has asked the question, how do I become a good copywriter, let's say, I could also see that there's a related search on copywriting courses, right? If there was, then I would want to make sure I got that verbiage integrated into.
So would you use all those keywords that pop up in your copy, or would you use them in your, you know, behind on the SEO words?
Both. Okay, so there is, let's get into some tools. I love tools.
Yeah, me too.
Make life better. Okay, for those of you guys that have WordPress, a WordPress website, you need to look at a tool called Yoast, like toast, but with a Y, Yoast.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if it works outside of WordPress. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yoast is a plugin that actually will walk you through behind the scenes how to completely optimize your posts for search, and not just blog posts, any page on your website, right? So you can go in there and you can type the keyword you want to be found for. And then it'll tell you, it'll say, okay, you need to have, this keyword needs to show up more in your content. You haven't written it enough times. You need to add this to an alt tag in an image. You need to change your meta description. You need to blah, 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 blah. It has a long list. And if you just write your post in WordPress and then you start using that plugin, you'll be able to optimize your posts for search like that. It's an amazing tool. So definitely grab Yoast.
That's great. That was a good one. Are we ready for the next one?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay, my next tip on driving traffic. This is a great way to drive traffic. And it's one that we don't work enough on, that we all need to do better. And that is email marketing. Email marketing, you own your list. On social media, you don't own your list. And when you send an email out with a link to your website, you have a better chance of those people clicking on it because they are warm and hot leads because they're on your list versus social media. Plus, it gets lost in the social media. So email marketing is one of the best ways. It's guaranteed. When we were doing the big pushes on the e-commerce side, we always could predict the sales based on the days we sent the email blitzes out. You put something there that's a call to action where you know they're going to click through. And it's just one of the best ways. And the key to email marketing, though, is pick a date and a time. You don't have to do it every week. Set the schedule that works for you. If you can do it every week, that is great. But be consistent week after week. You want them to know that they're going to get something from you, and be consistent. So email marketing is one of the best ways.
I can tell you that I regularly will see 4 or 5 times more traffic to my site on the days that I send out emails.
Yep, guaranteed.
I mean, it's crazy. Like the analytics spike, you know, when you look at your graph, and you see this huge, like, bing, everything shot up. Every single time is because an email went out.
Yeah, it'll be going like this, and bam, it'll be email. So yeah, email is one of the best ways to get traffic to your website. And it's one that I know a lot of people are afraid to do because they're afraid of their customers saying, oh, I don't want to hear from you all the time, or I'm afraid my customers aren't going to want to hear from me. But you know what? They signed up for your list. You have to remember that. So they knew when they signed up that they would hear from you. So do it. Don't be afraid. Don't keep your product a secret, because that's the biggest thing with people and their businesses. You can be, like Stephanie said at the beginning, you can be the best in the entire world, but if you're not sharing it out there with people, they're never going to know that you exist. So we have to put it out there. Quit hiding behind our computer screens, right?
Okay, Bonnie writes 25% of the world uses WordPress.
Also check out WordCamp St. Louis and others like it. They always have Yoast workshops. Wow. Oh, interesting. I did not realize that WordPress was that. Wow. And by the way, I always talk email and Pinterest. Those are the 2 things I talk a lot, because you know what? They're the 2 biggest traffic drivers.
They work. That's why. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Annie's going to check out Answer the Public. Go, Annie. You're going to love it. It's such a cool tool.
Yeah, it is.
You know, before I move on to the next one, Becky, there's a couple of other tools. I know you're hot on BuzzSumo. Do you want to address that? Yes,
I am. I'm really hot on BuzzSumo because you can check out what is trending and what's driving people. So if you go to BuzzSumo, if you haven't been there, you go and it shows you like the most shared content out there. And it'll show you the most shared on Facebook, on Twitter, you know, on the various platforms. And so as you start checking out that content and what's being shared, it gives you ideas on what to talk about as you're doing your social media or blogging or anything like that. I love that one. I also love SpyFu.
I love SpyFu.
I love SpyFu because then you can check out your competitors also, and you can go, okay, where are they getting their traffic? Maybe I should be doing more of what they're doing, you know, and it'll also show you what keywords they're ranking for. It will also show you how much of their traffic is paid versus organic. So that's another good thing.
So just so you guys know, SpyFu is SPYFU.
Yeah.
FU, not FOO.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
So what are you looking for? SpyFu.
You're right. SpyFu, and I love Alexa also. Those are the ones I'm always checking out competitors. And that's one thing that I help a lot of my clients do is figure out, because a lot of people go, what's my ICA? And then you kind of figure out what it is based on what competitors are doing too. So yeah, I love all those tools. BuzzSumo, SpyFu, SEMrush, Alexa.
Right. Okay. That last one, SEM, I've always called it SEMrush. Do you call it SEMrush?
SEM? Yeah, SEM.
I just call it.
You call it SEMrush? I say SEMrush.
I do. I don't know which one is right, but whatever.
It doesn't matter. SEMrush.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's funny. Okay. So SEMrush is another great tool.
Let me tell you about SEMrush though, if you're going to check it out. You're only allowed a couple of times going to that website and punching in your website and competitors before they start to charge you. So if you go to that website to poke around, make sure you really see what you want to see before they cut you off. I think you're only allowed just a couple of times. And it's not a cheap program. I think is it $99 a month?
I don't know, but I know it's expensive. Yeah. So be deliberate when you go on there. Make some deliberate choices.
But the information is so powerful. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Wait, now I lost track of whose turn it is. Is it yours?
It's yours. It's yours.
It's mine. Okay. So I want to talk about the keywords that you guys are choosing.
Yes.
right? We could choose, let's say you're a photographer. You could choose to use the word photographer, or you could choose to use the word, you know what? Actually, I know Amy Gray is a photographer and she is watching right now. And Amy Gray is amazing at picking keywords and driving traffic to her site. She ranks #1 for so much stuff. So, Amy, I would love for you to pop into the comments and share some of your thoughts on this. But like Amy is based here in San Diego and she does a lot of beach photography. So she, instead of it being just photography that she goes after, which would be next to impossible to rank for, she will do things around San Diego beach photography, San Diego beach family photography.
Yeah.
And so these are called long tail keywords, in case you guys aren't familiar with that term.
Yeah.
When you use those single or even 2-word keywords, they can often be, unless you're in like a really, really niche zone, it can be very, very hard and expensive to rank for those terms. So you want to target the long tail keywords, the things that are 3, 4, 5, 6 words, and go after those, because it's so much faster. It's so much faster to get.
You want to use those words in your blog post, right? So you'd be talking about your blog, and then you would pop those long tail keywords in the blog.
Yes, yes. And here's the other thing that you want to think about is that people that are searching long tail keywords, those are buyers. Those aren't browsers, right? Yeah. If I search shoes on Google, if I just put shoes, I mean, I could get anything from hiking boots to stilettos to who knows what, right?
Exactly.
If I search hiking boots for rock climbing, or I don't know, that's a weird example, but you see where I'm going, right? Hiking boots for desert conditions or something like that, right?
Exactly.
I'm a buyer. I'm looking for something specific, and chances are I'm going to jump right over to that result and I'm going to make a purchase. I'm not just going to look around. So those long tail keywords are huge. There's more tools to share with you on that. There's a tool we use called, what's that?
I was going to say those long tail keywords are not only important to use in your content, but also there's a lot of product-based business people on here in every single one of your product descriptions for your shopping cart. Yeah.
So one other tool I'll tell you guys about is called Longtail Pro. Longtailpro.com.
One, yes.
Yeah, they have some good software that will allow you to take what could be a very generic term and turn it into a long tail keyword, and then integrate that into all of the material that shows up on your website. So long tail keywords, big one.
That's a good one. And then you know what else? Same thing with going to Pinterest, going to YouTube, and going to Google and popping in what your subject is. And that will also, you can see what people have searched in relation to that. So you can maybe change your titles or your descriptions based on that as well. That's a really good hack, Stephanie, the Longtail Pro.
Yay, Longtail Pro. Go, Becky, you're up.
Yay. My next one, social media. Make sure that you optimize your profiles and your content. Like Steph, this is perfect that it came after your long tail keywords, because I was telling Stephanie before that I have had quite a few clients. The last 4 of my consultations, people that have found me, I always start with, how did you find me? And the funny thing is, they have all found me on YouTube. Who would have thought? I don't spend a lot of time there. But I have tried to make sure that what I do have there is optimized so that the people that do find me, I'm hopefully solving a problem for them that they are looking for. And so that is just such a powerful thing to me, going, okay, if you're putting content out there, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, use those long tail keywords in that as well as you would your blog or on your website, because they will find you that way. Like Stephanie said, they're not going to shoes. They're not going to find you looking for shoes, or they're not going to find you looking for that small little one word that has a million hits. But the more specific it is, the more detailed, you are solving a problem. And there you go. They find you. Mm-hmm. So I was just blown away by YouTube. So I'm hoping that you will all use your keywords in your social posts and your profiles and your content.
Yeah, and I'll tag on to the YouTube thing. A couple of things that I know work really well in YouTube. When you are creating your script for whatever it is that you're going to share, you want to make sure that you say your keyword verbally in the first 15 seconds, I would say, of your video for YouTube. Say the keyword that you're going to cover. Like, for example, when Becky and I started our live today, which we will be putting on YouTube in the not too distant future, one of the first things I said was how to get more traffic to your website, right? So that's something that we're saying over and over again, because where Google is a lot of times when you're looking at written content, they're looking for what it is in text. With the YouTube stuff, it's looking for what you're saying audibly, okay? Mm-hmm. So you want to say those keywords on YouTube, but you also, in the description for your YouTube posts, mm-hmm. A lot of people underutilize this, but in the description, you can add tons of links. You can add links to your social sites, you can add links to your website, you can add links to all kinds of stuff. And you really have an opportunity to drive a lot of traffic to your site by optimizing what you're doing on YouTube. So.
Well, and you know what? One of the other things I've discovered too is when you put your YouTube videos up, down below they have the whole area where you can put your descriptions. You want to put a quick short description there too. But one of the hacks that I have been doing is I send my YouTube video to rev.com. It's rev.com. And they will transcribe your video into, they'll transcribe the whole thing. And then you can upload that copy into your YouTube so that as people are searching. So what Stephanie said is very important, that what you want to be found for, you are saying right out in that video, because it will be typed out there so they'll be able to find it. So you want to say it the way they're going to be looking for it. Mm-hmm. So that just adds to all those keywords on YouTube.
Yeah, and so much of this stuff plays off of each other too. Like, even though it is kind of a side tangent, but I think it's an important thing to bring up right now, is that, ways that you drive traffic through the social sphere is by showing up in different places and really getting really good at syndicating your content so that you're not creating this beastly exercise for yourself that you can never manage. Like, you'd spend your whole day trying to show up here, there, and everywhere. I mean, we've talked about the importance of dominating certain channels, right? Mm-hmm. And not trying to be everywhere. However, one of the things that's smart is to capitalize on what you've already done. So, for example, if you go on Facebook Live, like Becky and I are doing right now, and then we send this to Rev, we have it transcribed, okay? That transcription then gets plugged into a YouTube post. Mm-hmm. It gets plugged into our blog. And, I think
at the end of the website that everything, you can slice and dice it and put it on every single, platform. And you can slice and dice different quotes out of it. And then you have the whole week's content for all the different channels. So you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel and coming up with a ton of new content.
Yes. That is totally awesome.
It's just like the Pinterest post. One Pinterest blog post or one blog post can go on Pinterest 5 or 6 different times. Same thing here. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to do a whole show on how to repurpose all your content and where to do it.
So that rev.com tool is super cool, rev.com. Mm-hmm. And it's $1 a minute, right, Becky?
Right. So it's worth it. It's worth it. Instead of sitting there trying to do it yourself, or it's almost even cheaper than having a VA, because $1 a minute, it can, and the thing that I found too, I always have it back within an hour or two. It's pretty immediate.
That's so great.
They get right on it.
Yeah, that immediate turnaround time is so important, especially when we're all so busy. So that's amazing.
Okay. Right. So you're next, right?
I am next, and I want to kind of go back to something that you had touched on a minute ago. You talked about people are searching to get answers to their questions, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're also searching to get answers to their problems, right? So when we are developing content of any kind, we need to make sure that we're using the same kind of verbiage that people use when they're searching, right? So, and here's an important thing. You know, the marketplace landscape is changing now in that it's not just written terms. Now we search Siri, we search Alexa, right? We search verbally, not just typing in our stuff.
Bigger and bigger, yeah.
Yeah, and so if you want to get traffic from sources like Siri, Alexa, etc., you need to be creating content around very conversational keywords. You need to create content that sounds like something somebody would say out loud. Hey, Siri, find me a pair of blue suede shoes.
Did I hear
whatever it is.
Go off? Did I hear Siri just be like?
Oh, it did! It did! Look, hey, Siri! And look at what it did. That's funny.
That happens to me a lot, yeah. Siri, no. Hey, Siri.
But you know what's so funny about this is, like, I'm looking at the results right now. And Siri said, I found something on the web about find me a pair of suede shoes or whatever it is. She got whatever it is, right? And the things that came up are the 4 best ways to clean suede shoes, how to get a stain out of suede shoes, your guide to men's suede shoes, the 10 best pairs of suede shoes you can wear this fall, right? So isn't that interesting? I kind of like, thank you, Siri. You were an assistant right there. So so think about the way that you guys are creating that content and making it very conversational for voice search, not just typing. That's my point.
Yep. That's a good one. Okay, my next one. This is the fastest way, hands down, to get traffic. I bet you can guess what it is.
I'm not going to cheat because I already know.
Advertising. Facebook ads or advertising. It is, you know, there's the fast way and there's the slow way. And of course we all want the fast way, but you have to pay to play the fast way. And the fast way to drive traffic, it's guaranteed pretty much to drive traffic, and that is advertising. Because you'll put the ad up, they'll click, and it will take you straight away to the Facebook or to your website. So Facebook ads are probably the best way to advertise. To get the
Pinterest ads,
Google ads, Pinterest ads. I shouldn't say Facebook ads only, but Facebook ads definitely work. Pinterest too, because you can get down into the granularity. So like you were talking about the suede shoes, we can talk about any product that you sell. You start looking at who's going to be looking to solve that problem. So like Paul being in the odor elimination space, one of the big searches in that is that people have difficulty getting out is skunk. You know, skunk is hard to get out, and Paul's product gets it out. And we found looking on the search that is something that a lot of people are searching for. So you want to be very specific on your descriptions on the ads, because people are searching to solve those problems. And you can do that with Facebook and Pinterest. You can just really drill down very specific. And
so to Paul's example, then, okay, we have 2 choices. What I've always heard is use tomato sauce to get the skunk smell out, right? Who wants to put their dog in the bathtub and pour tomato sauce all over them?
And
that sounds like a nightmare, right? Yeah, like let me go to Costco and buy like the, the like 400 billion ounce size, right? And really, do I really want my dog who's going to jump out of the bathtub and then track tomato sauce all over the house? I don't want to do that, right? So like for Paul, how great would it be if he had an article that went out there that said something like why you shouldn't use tomato sauce to get the skunk smell out of your dog, right? Or something like that.
What an idea. I'm going to have to tell him that. It's nice having a copywriter guru here with us. because that'd be a great way. And send that in playing on that, sending that into all the pet magazines and companies that do pet products, put that article in. They could put that as a freebie article, but guess what? It would lead back to his product. That's brilliant.
Yeah, amen. I'm digging it. That's super fun. Yeah, so and have fun with it too, you guys. When you're doing your content marketing and you've got this post on why you don't want to bathe your dog in tomato sauce to get the skunk smell out, add a GIF, get a picture of a dog, have fun. Pour tomato sauce on your own dog and take a picture of it in the bathtub, right? And to get more traffic back to your website from that post, with that image or with that video, whatever it is that accompanies it, you need to make sure you optimize that as well. And what I mean is that you need to name the file. Okay, how many of us take pictures and it says like image 23787-XL or
this
whatever,
is a big
right?
thing for SEO, what you're saying right now, big thing.
Yeah, so how great what it is when you change that default image name to your keyword. Okay, so
and then people are searching and they find it and they have your picture, which will lead back to your article.
Yeah, so you want to change the actual file name to something along the lines of why you shouldn't use tomato sauce to bathe your dog and get the skunk smell out, right? Something like that. And then you also want to change the alt tag.
So let me ask you an example just for the folks here. So if you were going to be doing a blog post about the tomato sauce, so then you'd have the picture of the dog in the bathtub. Say it's in Canva, you're getting it the right size. So up on the description, you would literally write out that big long paragraph as the description of that photo.
I wouldn't do a paragraph, but I do a keyword. Yeah.
The long, like why you shouldn't bathe your dog in tomato sauce. Is that what you would title?
Well, I probably would do a little research to make sure that that's the right way to go, but that is off the cuff.
What comes to mind. Or how to get skunk out of your dog, or how to get skunk out of your dog without bathing in tomato sauce, or something like that.
Yeah, so I would name the file after the keyword you're trying to rank for. Now, if that's the exact right keyword, I don't know. That's where those
we're just talking in hypotheticals. Yeah.
So you name your file that, and then you also put that in the alt text. And if you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about with alt text, just when you go to upload your images, I know in WordPress, I don't know about other things, but I know in WordPress, when you upload an image, there will be an area that says alt text, and you just type it in. So that's all there is to it. What about, more about things outside of WordPress. How do you do alt text stuff in the tools you use, Becky, for your websites?
That's why I was asking you to compare how I do it. I would put the description of whatever I thought they were searching for in that photo, whether it be a sentence or even 2 sentences. Because another trick on that is you go to Google and you punch in what you're looking for, but click over to images instead of content, and images will pop up. Okay. So then you can click on that image and click, and it will take you to the source. So a lot of times I can get copy that way too. So I always like to not only search for content, but images to see what they're doing. And a lot of people, like you said, leave off those descriptions. And so it says image number 00, whatever. People aren't going to find that. They're not going to be able to.
Nobody's searching for that.
Nobody's searching for the number. Nobody. We have some funny comments here, though, we have to read here. So we're talking about Rev. Bonnie's like, join the Revolution. And then Lauren, this is a good one. With Surrey, it's like living with a 2-year-old. You must be very careful with your words, always listening. That is so true.
So true.
I have to tell you something funny with that. When my daughter was 3, we were talking about firing the nanny. And the doorbell rings, and the 3-year-old goes to the door the nanny, and she goes, "Patty, you're getting fired today."
Oh no!
So yes, Laura, 2-year-olds repeat everything.
That is awesome.
Then Bonnie's like, alt text is WordPress lingo. Is it?
I don't know.
I use that in
is
Shopify and a lot of images and stuff. But it may be a lot with WordPress, but anyway. So then Laura says, name the image, odor removal, skunk smell, etc. Yeah, you could do that too.
You could do that too. And how great would it be, Becky? Honestly, do you have a dog?
No.
Okay, you're going to need to borrow a dog. You need to borrow a dog from a friend. And you need to bathe that dog in tomato sauce in your bathtub. And you need to video. No, listen, because this would be awesome. You need to put this, then the video of it, you're going to put it on YouTube, right? And how hilarious will it be?
Jump out and run through my white carpet with it.
Yeah. You know, it'll only cost you a few $1,000s to get new carpet, but you'll get amazing traffic to your website because everyone will think it's hysterical, right? It'll go viral. So
So Danielle says she uses alt text in Shopify. Yeah, you do use it on everything. You know what? Back to that point, I am OCD clean. I would freak out having a dog run through my house with tomato sauce.
Okay, and
if you have a dog, you can do it for me.
I don't have a dog. I'm like a cat person. But we need a volunteer to bathe the dog in tomato sauce and send that to Becky. That would be much appreciated.
Bathe the dog and have someone off screen call the dog, having it jump out of the tub.
Right. If there's somebody you don't like, if there's somebody in your life that you really just don't like and they have a dog, you can go over to their house and ask if you can do it at their house, because you don't like them. So you're just going to bathe the dog in tomato sauce. That would be so mean.
Amanda's smart. She says, if you must bathe your dog, close the bathroom door.
Oh, she is so smart. But anyways, it would be a funny video.
How about spraying it off with a hose in the backyard?
Yeah, that could work. Yeah. So, I think it's important to have fun with this stuff. Everything doesn't have to be a chore. Right? Getting traffic to your website, sometimes you can be laughing your head off doing the silliest stuff, and it will get an amazing amount of traffic right to your site. So, yeah.
Okay, what's your next one?
What's my next one here? I think it is really important for you to be taking advantage of the related search terms that fall at the bottom of the screen. Did you touch on this before? Did you say this, or am I having a deja vu?
I don't know. Might have.
Okay. Well, I might say it again. So when you guys go to Google, what I want you to do, go into Google right now and type blue suede shoes in the search bar like you normally would. And then scroll down to the bottom of the page. You're going to see related search terms.
No, you did not talk about that, but this is a good one. This is a really good one. Yeah. Okay,
you're going to see related search terms come up, and it's going to show you all the things people are already searching for in relation to blue suede shoes. Right. So it will give you the contextual search terms that you need to make sure you're including, whether you're doing it an audio, for the video, or you're doing the text for your blog post or social media or blah, blah, blah. Right. All of those related search terms are power words that you need to get included in all of your stuff. So always look for the related search terms around the keyword you're targeting. Google loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so keeping with that, I was going, how to get skunk out of a dog, and look down at the related. Yeah.
And what does it say?
Dog sprayed by skunk. Dog sprayed by skunk in face. Dog smells like skunk. Dog sprayed by skunk foaming at the mouth.
Oh.
How to bathe a dog sprayed by skunk. Oh my goodness.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. There you go. How about this? How about don't bathe your dog and don't put yourself through that stress and just spray Paul's awesome product. Boom, baby, boom. Dog smells great. Right?
Yes. Right.
Problem solved, baby. Problem solved.
Problem solved. Okay. Are we going on to the next one? Okay. So my next one is, and this is amazing how this works, and that is make yourself heard in other people's blogs comments. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you comment, say I comment on your blog, you comment on mine, it links back to you and drives traffic. So I don't know if you have looked on Alexa and found that you have other blogs, but I know when I look at my Alexa, the blogs I have commented on show up in my Alexa search. So clearly they're linking their way back to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's
good.
another way to drive traffic.
So good. I love that. Another thing, when you guys are creating content on your website, is to make sure you're doing a lot of interlinking. Okay. One thing Google loves is when people are staying on your website. They're not just going to one thing on your site. They're going there and then they're looking at one thing and then they're clicking over to another page and another page and another page or another product or whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. So they reward sites that interlink well. So let's say, for example, you're writing a blog post. Make sure that you include links in that blog post to other content that's related to it that you've written in other blog posts, or just on pages of your website, whatever it is. So
that's very, very smart, because this is one of the things as I'm working with clients and we're going through their Alexa numbers, you go through the bounce rate, and the lower the bounce rate, the better. And the longer they stay on your blog, the better, the longer they stay on your website. So you can get a lot of traffic, but if your bounce rate's 90%, you're not getting good traffic. So the key is how long. So that interlink is brilliant, because you want people to binge watch your content or binge read.
I love that.
Yes. So they find it and they just go through. Have you ever found somebody that you just love and you just go through every single thing they've done? That's great for their search and their bounce rate. So
yeah, and that is, I love that. Binge watch your content. That I'm writing that down. We are going to be talking more. So you need to be writing binge-worthy content.
Yes.
Okay? That's my favorite.
I love it when somebody finds me and they go subscribe to YouTube and then they watch all the videos and then they go over to my blog and they stay on and read everything and then they go follow all my channels. That's a binge watch and binge consume your content. And those are the kind of clients you want to find. Those are the kind of customers you want. You want them to love what you're doing so much that it's binge worthy. Better than Netflix. Better than Netflix. Okay.
Seriously, Becky, you're on a word high today. This is awesome. They're great. So, okay, what do we have here in our comments? Oh, Laura, just like grocery shopping, the longer you're in the store, the more you spend.
That's Target. That's Target. Yeah.
Oh, that is so Target.
Go in to buy one thing and you're out with $200.
How many of you guys go to Target, and you have intention of going in there and buying laundry detergent? And next thing you know, you're in that little dollar section with all the cute tchotchkes, and you've bought 4 things of stationery and a bulletin board. And what is that? What about
Target? I'm guilty. So I love these for content.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think they have restaurants inside of Target or any of those Walmart? Why do you think they have McDonald's inside of Walmart? It's to make you hang out longer. Yeah. Why do you think they have the Vision Center and the portrait studio and all of these things? Yes, Laura, you are right. The longer you are in the store, the more you spend.
Very true. Very true.
That's why she buys milk and bread at the gas station.
That's smart. Because then you don't go for cookies and chips. Yeah, smart. And you know what? Everybody wants to do that. So for example, back to Paul's fragrance, because we live so close to Vegas, there's a lot of casinos in Vegas that buy his stuff. And did you know fragrances make you feel certain ways? So you're in the Target and you ever wonder why they're cooking the caramel popcorn and the popcorn there. They want you to stay and smell it and be in a good mood. Same thing with casinos. They put the citrus fragrance through the event. So people that are gambling at the tables feel happy and are willing to spend more.
And it smells so much better than the cigarette smoke, right?
Yes, but different fragrances can cause different things. So yeah, it's the same thing. You smell that popcorn in the Target and, oh, geez, that smells good. I'm feeling good, whether you eat it or not, but
Right, isn't that true?
Every time I walk in Target.
Okay, so Bonnie wrote something here, a link to johntribber.com. I don't know what that is. Bonnie, I would love for you to explain a little bit more about what that is. She says blogging tribes, but yeah, blogging tribes sounds fun. I'd like to know more. Maybe you can add something in there in the comments.
Yeah, maybe it's a link for somebody who has blogging hacks or blogging stuff like that.
Or possibly it's like where people share each other's blogs. It could be that. Yeah. Which is great. That's another great way to get more visibility and get more traffic to your site is having other people sharing your blog.
Yeah. Okay, Miss Stephanie, I think you have one more.
Do I have one more? What's the last one that I have?
Or did you hit them
all? Well, you know what? I'm going back to content again. I just love content. So let me go back to this. Let me tell you guys something. When you're writing content, you need to write solid, really interesting content that is long, okay? A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that if they blog, you know what, it's better for me to blog 250 words 5 days a week than it is for me to blog 2,000 words once a month. No, it's not.
So the 2,000 words are the best.
2,000 words. If you look at the SERPs, right? If you look at the top placements, they're 2,000 words plus. The content is rich. That's going to take you time. It's going to take you time to craft a 2,000 word blog post.
That's what you call a pillar blog post, yeah.
A what blog post?
A pillar blog post.
Yes, a pillar blog post. Now, another way to do this is if you don't have all of your own content and that feels like too much of a struggle for you, you can do what's called a roundup post.
Oh, these are great because you know what? They get the people that you round up over onto through the link bags. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. So a roundup post is really you could find some of the best resources that complement what you do. And you could write a blog post that says, yesterday I was thinking about what my favorite resources are and things that really complement what I sell. So, in Paul's example with his skunk spray, or just his spray, I should say, right? One of them could be, something maybe for dogs. If it was all about dogs, it could be dog leashes, dog harnesses, dog little tools to make your dog quiet, dog blah, 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 right? That's one example of an approach that he could take. But he could also do a roundup post that says, other great tips on odor removal, right? That here's something on getting rid of the smell of your stinky clothes. Here's something for stinky shoes. Here's something for stinky dogs, things like that, where you don't necessarily always have to be pulling out of your own content. You can pull from other people's content and just, add the link to their content, add a brief little summary that you write, a blurb that's unique to you because you've written it. And you can also do a spin post. This is an interesting idea. If you don't know what to write on, you can read an article that you think is really compelling, something that relates to what you sell, and then write your own spin on it. So if there's something newsworthy that's happened in your industry, or if there's, a big review has come out or whatnot, you can talk about, like, let's say you sell phones, okay? You sell cell phones. When the new iPhone comes out, if you were selling something that was a competitor of that, you could write a post saying something like, all the reasons why the iPhone is not as great as this phone, right? So you spin a review that somebody else has written and you say, well, this is what some people are saying, but this is what I think. Now, of course, that wouldn't be true because iPhones are the best. I'm a total Apple junkie. So sorry, Droid people, but come to the light. So
that was a good one. You know what? I just had an idea how we can wrap this show up.
Let's hear it.
We want you all to make sure you are in our Facebook group and that you're following our Facebook page. But if all of you go to our Facebook group, the Visibility Show, Facebook, what is it? Facebook groups /The Visibility Show. If you go there and post your latest blog post or something that you want all of us in the group to go support you on, go drop your link and we will all go over and comment on your blog or something to help drive traffic to you and to us. And that way we can all help each other.
I love that. So I love that. Okay, here's the deal. We can either leave a comment or we can share it in a social on the social media channel of our choice, right? So like if I see that you've written a blog and it relates in some way to my community, it just makes sense for me to share it.
We ought to put it there and have everybody comment on that post. So that there's not a whole bunch of posts all over. That way when you like it, you go down through one at a time and go to everybody. So it's either you drop a social, what did you say? Drop a social comment or drop your blog link that you want to comment on.
Yeah, and take that blog and add a link to it on your social media channel. So you say, great article on blah, 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 or I really love this. Yeah. So Laura's got a question here. Do you want to address that one, Becky?
Are we going to the group Pinterest board we talked about? I am making one for us. I haven't done yet. It's on my list, but I will. I'll make sure that we do that. But I think we ought to today, all of us, go drop in the Facebook group a blog post or a social platform you want everybody to go comment on.
Yeah, I love that idea. Let's do that. And here's the deal. Don't post your link until you've commented or shared somebody else's.
Okay. Exactly.
So we'll get the ball rolling. Becky and I can both post something just to get things going, right? As soon as you either comment or share on one of our blogs, then you have permission to go ahead and share your own, and then we'll do it for each other. Becky and I will both commit to anybody that puts their stuff up there. We will make sure to engage with your content too, right, Becky?
Exactly. We will do that.
Okay, back just before we say goodbye, I just, in the beginning, we had asked people to share what their questions were on this issue. Mm-hmm. And so way back in the beginning, Laura had said, ways to stand out from others selling similar products and doing the same kind of services. How do we get noticed in a positive manner? That is a great question, but it is not today's topic, Laura.
That is a unique selling proposition, and that will be a great show.
We will add that to our show.
The unique selling proposition,
yes. Yep. All right. So, I just wanted to make sure that she knew that we heard her.
Awesome. So we appreciate you guys staying with us and hanging out for the show and sharing with your friends so that we can continue to make this better and bigger, right?
Yes. So if you guys have, as always, if you have more comments, please fire them away. We invite you to join our group, The Visibility Show on Facebook. It's free. It's fabulous. It's fun. And today, it is a great way for you to get some traffic to your websites.
Exactly.
So we'll see you guys all next Thursday.
All right, guys. Same time, same place next week. See ya.
All right. Bye. Bye-bye.